guys, Toby here from PROEDGE Trading. You may wonder why I have a random number generator up on the screen here. Let me show you what we're going to do. Here's our 4 charts we trade all the time. We're going to label them 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pick one to go over. I thought the fairest way to do it is to let the interwebs pick it. So here we go. Got 1 through 4. 4. Let's see. So that is the RTY. All right. Let me bring. Okay, here's our RTY. And we're doing the 2-minute because this is what we run the auto on for the most part, is a 2-minute. So what do we do on RTY today? We have one trade. This one was a winner, but we always sit out of the first 2 or 3 candles. We start at 836. A lot of times it's real whippy in the open. Of course, it won today easily. But anyway, we only had one trade, it looks like, on RTY. We're going for 200, so that would have been your $200 winner right there. But I also wanted to show you, whichever chart came up, the other trades we take. So let's see if one of them is the rip trade. Let's see if there's any rip trades. And the way those work, you're looking for a low, 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 and then a candle to come back and close higher, and its wick to be higher, at least in a short. So let's look at this one. So we got low, low. This keeps going lower. Here's one right here. A higher low, a higher close, and you want to be higher than the midpoint of our lowest candle, which we obviously are. So you're going to enter right there. And that's obviously really good. Pretty much no drawdown trade right there. And on the RTY, we're going for 7 to 14 ticks. So if you do that, 86, I think went down like 4 points. So we're good there. And like I always say, just take the first one of each leg. So we got to win there. If you're going to chase any more, we'll look just for the sake of it. But I would only count this one and then just wait for a change. But if you took another one, low, 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 here you go, a higher low, a higher close. We're already at the midpoint, so you can take that one. It's also a winner. Your stops, you don't have to go all the way to the edge band, but you want to give it a little bit. If you're going over 7 points, at least put a 3 or 4 to 1 stop. These are high probability. You'll be all right. There's a winner. You can pick a prior swing. It just kind of depends on you. But I usually pick somewhere around 3 to 1 or so on these trades, because you do get a little whippy. But like this one came back a little bit and then went down. But here, we'll look at going this way for a rip trade. So high, higher, higher. Keep going higher. Here's one. The close isn't lower. We keep going, keep going. This one is close. Yeah, it's lower. Close is lower. Halfway of this candle. Yeah, you get in right there. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. No drawdown, instant winner. That's a good one. Those are the rip trades. And that was your one here and your one here. And then wait for the trend to change. And you can do this on the 1 minute also. I actually mostly do these on the 1 minute, but it works on the 2. Yeah, on the 2 minute, you want to go over 14 ticks. So we were good. We were good on both of those. I kind of had the 1 minute play in my head. But yeah, on the 2 minute, you want to go over 14 ticks. and both of those made it. Let's see. The burst trades, they're similar, but a little different. So on the burst trade, you're not necessarily looking at the wicks and the closes as much. You're just kind of looking for a loop out and then a pullback and a close somewhere in the edge band like this. But like right here, this one's not horrible. You come in, you just want them to have a pullback like this. And then once you get that, then your trade is going to go, your entry is going to go one tick below this bar. So we had that one tick below here. Once this candle closes, you move it one tick below here. You'd get in here, and that's definitely your 14 ticks right there. And then this one, you know, it's not horrible. You really want a loop, more of a separation between the highs and the edge band. If you count this one, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, you've already had one, you should be done, but we'll just look at it. So we come in, we just don't really have a good loop. It just immediately pulls back. But if you took it, you know, here's your entry, get in right here. That's a win. Going the other way, let's see if we got one. We're coming in. This isn't good enough. It went a little flat, but you really want it to pull back. This one's getting there. So you got this one. You want at least one or two that are lower, by the way. That's why this one is all okay, but it's not great. You had a higher, lower, higher, but you got two in there. And there's your entry, or you know, your order, entry right here. On this one, you come in, you got a high here, it's lower. So this one's all right. As soon as this one happens, you put your long here, long limit, one tick above. Once this candle closes, you move it here, move it here, move it here. You get in right here at 96. Do we make it? 98. Yep. There's your win on the burst trade right there. In our other trade is the reclaim, where you need something like this, a loop. And in that loop, you know, what forms that loop is a good separation, at least 3 candles. You want to just good separation from the edge band. And then you want to pull back, and then out of that move, find your low, which is right here. Once a candle closes below that low right here, that's saying, all right, I need to be getting in. And you want to try to get in for a discount of, you know, about half of your target. So this is 81.4, so we'd be in 82.1. So somewhere here we get in. We're going for 14 ticks, 82.1, and it gets down to 79.7. So that's close. You got 79.7 plus 1.4, so that'd be 81.1. Yeah, so you got a point to spare, basically. So you got in somewhere here. You probably got out on this candle, technically. Maybe right here. But anyway, that's a win. Going the other way with a reclaim trade. So you got up, pulls in. Here's your high. And we don't get a higher high, it looks like. Yeah, no higher high. Equal highs don't count. This close has to be higher than this high. And it's just not, and it's 1030. So, and this is why, you know, you need to have a move, a pronounced continuation. You know, it comes up, it needs to close, it needs to show strength above this high, and that's only equal. It needs to be actually higher, and that's the kind of thing that keeps you out of this problem. But that's our three main trades, three main manual trades, and then here's our auto. And you know, when you get the auto, just remember you get the indicator also, so you don't have to. You can trade either way. In the auto, you know, it's all self-contained. You don't need any third-party programs or anything. It's all self-contained. You can tell it how many ticks, you know, stop or loss. You can do ATR trades. You can do edge band trades. This would have been a good edge band day. It's a big winner. Even coming in, because the edge band trades we start at 8:30, so you would have had a winner here, then a winner here. But and even those trades you can pick for your targets. They could be ATR, they could be ticks. You can put whatever stop you want. Ticks, edge band, ATR, the size of the body. Tell it how many bodies you want for a profit or target. You know, it's just highly configurable. But in the Discord, we do have suggestions for, you know, we have templates that we give you guys. And for just suggestions that we've back tested and stuff. In the ATR trades, we trade every day. You know, this is your typical ATR trade. This was, we're using contract sizing, so it was $200. The strategy just takes the amount of contracts needed for whatever dollar amount you put in there. So if you tell it I want to make $200 today, it would have took three contracts. And then the ATR, you can tell it how much of the ATR you want to take. This is 50%. But yeah, so that's the EdgeRunner manual. There's a little auto example for you. Head over to PROEDGETrading.com and you can grab it there. You can join Discord from there. You can have this on your charts, you know, immediately tonight. Get it all set up, ready to trade for tomorrow. And but we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the charts tomorrow.